I picked up Instant Sports Plus on deep sale for PlayStation 5, and I did so because A, it's a couple of years old and it was on deep sale, but B, I can't say no to a minigame collection. And I was coming to this expecting a Wii-like experience with lots of very serviceable minigames around a summer sports theme, and I'd be quite happy, and that's exactly what I got. So I got what I paid for and had good fun with it. But actually, it probably performed slightly above my expectations, and that's why I wanted to do a review of it. This is a 1-to-4 player local split screen or take your turn game, depending on the minigame that you're playing. And the beauty behind this is that it all takes place on a giant summery island. Now, if you're playing in single player mode, most of the fun is going around and exploring the island and finding out A, where these 15 minigames are, but B, all of the different shops that are about that have different clothes and accessories that you can buy with the coins that you win through playing the minigames. But there's also on-island games that you can play too, such as butterfly collecting, fishing, and metal detecting, which also then unlocks additional things for you to then buy and get through completing missions that relate to them. Away from that, and that's a good distraction, and you can spend quite a bit of time diving into those if you're a collectathon-phile, as I can be sometimes. There are still 15 minigames to play, and there's a variety of them. Not all of them feel like they fit the summer theme. Like, there's one that's just called Ice Creams, where you're just pressing the button to match the colour ice cream with what you need to build. And it's a very simple Simon Says. And Wok feels like someone's just gone, we tried to make a cooking minigame and these two things were left over, so we'll shove them in here. But it works perfectly well. The other games are much more sportsy themed, although bowling seems blatantly stolen from another game, so does air hockey too, and I'd argue that the table tennis is also quite limited as well because of the quite floaty controls that come with it, and they all feel like they could have been in any other minigame collection and not really related to what's going on here. However, beyond that, actually the minigames start to get quite meaty and beefy, and they become much more fun. And that's largely because each minigame comes with 3 difficulty levels, an easy, medium and hard version. So for example, archery on easy mode has very close targets and very little wind. But when medium, you then have like trees getting in the way and you're needing to use the wind to kind of bend round the trees, so to speak. And when it gets to the hard mode, you're literally going like across like massive cliffs trying to work out how to get an archery shot across the island, where wind and accuracy and timing really matters. And this kind of thing applies across all of the other minigames. So the wingsuit level has you like tobogganing down a massive gully, trying to collect coins and get like performance points by being close to the edge of the gully as you go down it. But as you get through the harder difficulties, A, you go faster, but B, there's just more going on for you to avoid. And the same for playing with the jet ski and trying to get round that kind of, and the wakeboarding as well. They've both got obstacle courses that just get more complicated as you try to get through them. The mini golf game, for example, then also has more complicated holes as you get through the different difficulty levels. So they feel more meaty than just going, we've got a couple of mini golf levels. There's actual, I would say, surface level depth here, but it means that you don't get bored of this game nearly as quickly as what I thought you would. I also want to shout out the seaplane level, because this feels like it could be a standalone game in itself, because you play with these planes going around the whole island, trying to capture as many score point balloons as possible, but you can shoot your opponents out as well. Now, it's not Ace Combat. It really isn't. But it feels really fully fledged. And I'm sure there was like a Me Sky Heroes game that I've got on PS3 that feels very similar to this. And actually, like, I spent quite a lot of time on that seaplane game just having fun with it. So yeah, big thumbs up. There's a general fuzziness and slodginess to the controls across all of these mini games. I always find that if you've got minigame collections on a budget, you always kind of have to press a button slightly before because there's a delay in registering it. So you're visually triggering something slightly before you really should. And that's the case here, but you kind of get used to it and play yourself in over time. And when you've got all of that, local multiplayer fun, a little island to go off and explore and do some collectathons if you want to grab some fish or butterfly or treasures, and plenty of cloves to unlock as well. So yeah, for a couple of quid, I definitely got my money's worth with this. I wouldn't recommend it at full price at all. But if you're missing that kind of Wii shovelware vibe, but done well, then Instant Sports Plus could well be a game for you to take a look at. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/Higher Network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.